Hi, welcome to my channel. Sober Life is the best life. It's a brand new channel. My name's Coral and I'm not going to say I'm a recovering alcoholic. If I was at an AA meeting, I'd be saying that probably. But am I? I don't know if I am or not. I've certainly got issues with alcohol. I mean, we'll talk about that at some point. The definition of an alcoholic and whether I am one, whether you're one. And is it useful to have that label anyway? However, I am Coral and I've had issues with alcohol for many years. I mean, the first time I realised that I had an issue was in my 30s. Although I've been drinking since the age of 14. Although actually, if I was being completely honest, my first drink was as a baby. Baby. I wasn't even walking. My dad gave me some of his bitter, as the story goes, and I pulled a face and then went more, reached out for more, and the rest is history, as they say. Anyway, but yes, it was my 30s that I realised I had an issue. I was drinking a bottle of red wine a day. It was some quality gear from Netto. Whatever happened to Netto? $1.99 a bottle. Baron Romero. I think I remember the picture. He was some... Did he have like a centre parting and a handlebar moustache? Possibly. Not that it's relevant to anything, but I think that's what was on the label. Anyway, $1.99 bottle of red wine every night of the week. And my little routine was to sit with my bottle of red wine and watch the soaps. How sad is that? I know. But that was my treat. That was what I look forward to every day. Anyway, at some point I thought, yeah, stop drinking a bottle of wine every night. It's not good. It's too much. Okay. So the first night I decided I wasn't going to do it. I was stood on my doorstep with my coat on going, go get a drink. And I'm like, no, go on, no. And I was literally arguing with myself over this drink that I was going to get or not get. And then I realised I've got a problem. Why is this such a big deal? Anyway, I think I did end up going to the shop and getting some alcohol. But my response had highlighted the fact that I had an issue. So at some point after that, I mean, we're going back 20 years, so my memory's a bit sketchy. But at some point after that, I stopped drinking. And I've had various lengths of time sober over those years. The longest time being 5.5 years. And I did that from the age of 41 to 46 or something, whatever. And I've had like a year, 6 months, 3 months, 2 weeks, whatever. So all these periods of sobriety. But I've always ended up drinking again. And you can never be complacent. I've been to AA meetings where people have been like, yeah, I was 25 years sober and I picked up a drink again. And then I was back on it like I'd never had a day's break from it. So we can't get complacent. Sobriety is quite a fragile thing, it seems, really. So I decided... So 5 months ago, I decided to stop again. Well, I'd been sober prior to Christmas and New Year. So over Christmas I was sober because I was with my daughter and she doesn't drink, thankfully. Got to New Year's Eve and I went off in my camper van. I'm in a camper van, by the way. I live in my camper van. And if you're interested in seeing more of that, you can check out my other channel, which is called Another Camper... Excuse me. Which is called Another Camper Van Channel, and that's about my daily life living in a camper, amongst other things. Anyway, I went off to the Peak District and I thought I'll just have New Year's Eve. I'll have a drink on New Year's Eve. That's it. Who am I kidding? Anyway, I ended up drinking on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and every day after that for the next 2-3 weeks. And then I was like, this is not... I was in company with addicts it's a recipe for disaster, really, for me. And I thought, this is not how I want to live. This is not who I want to be. So I stopped. And I've been sober 5 months. I hope this to carry on indefinitely. I don't want to keep going back, repeating this pattern of being sober, then drinking, then sober, then drinking until the day I die. I mean, having some sobriety is better than no sobriety, I suppose. You're giving your body a break from it, because at the end of the day, alcohol is poison, isn't it? You can dress it up in whatever kind of bottle you want and whatever adverts you like. At the end of the day, it's poison. If you drink too much of it, and that varies from person to person, obviously, but if you drink too much of it, whatever that is for you, you can end up in hospital. You can end up killing yourself. There's been a few famous people who died because of an overdose of alcohol. I was thinking, well, this channel won't be of interest to sensible drinkers. But I have to argue with that term. Is there such a thing as a sensible drinker? Because if alcohol is poison, even if you have 2 drinks, then is it sensible? If I just have 2 glasses of bleach every day. It's only 2 glasses. It's not a problem. People think you were mad. It's poison. What do you mean it's not a problem? But alcohol, of course. Oh yeah, we can do that. That's fine. But of course, it's pushed on us, is alcohol. It's everywhere. We're made to believe that it's harmless, and that actually it's necessary for life, to enjoy yourself. It's necessary to help relax you or give you confidence or whatever. But I want to help myself here. I want to keep myself sober. And having a channel that's about sobriety makes me accountable to all those people who will watch the channel, assuming there are a few. It's extra pressure, if you like, to keep me on the straight and narrow. And yeah, hopefully it will help others. Things that have helped me over the years, I've been reading books written by people who've had a problem with alcohol and watching things on YouTube. So hopefully it will be helpful. So what the channel will include is me talking about my experiences, any issues relating to alcohol use, whether it's mental health, physical health, whatever. But I also want to interview people who are either actively drinking but really don't want to be. They've realised it's a problem and they really want to stop. People who are newly sober, people who are long-term sober, people who don't have a problem with alcohol themselves, but they know somebody or are involved with somebody who's got a problem, or they have known somebody who's maybe no longer with us, whatever. Anything to do with alcohol, really. But not obviously people who go out on a Friday and Saturday night and get pissed and have a great time. You're not welcome here. So if that's something you're interested in listening to, please subscribe. And if you're interested in being interviewed by me, which will either be face-to-face or through Zoom or some other online software that allows you to interview people, then get in touch. I'll put my email below, and hit me up, and that would be good. Because obviously just me talking about me, obviously extremely interesting, but it might be a bit more interesting to have other people on as well, talking about them. So that's what I'm doing. Yes, I think that's everything I want to say. I'd say it's just an introductory video, just to let you know I'm here and starting something new. Okay, right, so details below for getting in touch, and hopefully I'll hear from some of you. Right, I'll leave it there. Bye for now.